What up, my peeps? The Ruck is back at you again with another action figure review. Hope you all had a very enjoyable holiday, but it's back to business, and business is as follows. We have got a review courtesy of Hasbro Marvel Legends. This is the Spider-Man Retro series. We've got the retro card right here. What we have before us is Spider-Man himself, only this is a cell shaded version of the character, and yeah, this will be our second cell shaded Spider-Man character. The first was Venom, which was a Hasbro, it was a Pulse exclusive. This was last year when we got that, and we now have Spider-Man. We just went through a VHS 90s cartoon series with the X-Men, and we had our last figure from that particular series, Cyclops. Hasbro has announced that they're going to pull back on the X-Men, and they're going to start concentrating on Spider-Man, and this is our first, technically second, offering in the way of cell shaded action figures. So we will be checking Spider-Man out and see what's the what with this particular figure. But before we do that, we'll look at what we've got going on here. Of course, it's on the retro card. We see the figure, we see the effects, we see the accessories. Turn it to the back. We see the sketch that shows how to apply the additional hands, and it shows the other accessories, the web effects. And of course, with the cards, we still get readouts. Bitten by radioactive spider, mild mannered Peter Parker becomes the wall crawling, web swinging, amazing Spider-Man. Well, I guess we didn't know that, huh? Anyhow, enough with the laughs. Putting it back to the front so you see this figure this way for the last time during this video. It's obvious that I've got two of them because you see one outside the packaging. So we're going to get into the review. Before we do, I need you guys to go down there and like the video, and if you're down there, if you haven't subscribed by now, please do so and help support the channel. So now, without further ado, let's get into it. As far as accessories go, we get a pair of wall crawling hands as well as a set of thwipping hands. He comes with fists out of packaging. Spidey also comes with web effects, two of them to be exact. We get one small one, then we get this larger one. I guess you could use this to, if you can work it, have it applied to whomever he shot to make it seem like he's got them webbed up. Now that we've gotten the accessories out of the way, let's take a look at Spider-Man himself. We got him rotating on our base, and you can see at least some, when he's turned, you see some of the cell shaded applications of him. Other than that, we can see that he's on the same buck that we got with the Amazing Fantasy First Appearance Spider-Man. We'll do a comparison of that momentarily. But before we do that, let's take a look at our figure as is. So you see, his basic is, standard classic Spidey uniform. He's got the nice emblem. I've got excellent line work on the head and the chest and the arms. He's rocking the pinless elbows, double jointed, so that's cool. So looking very seamless there. In terms of the cell shading, he's got the cell shading on the interior of his right arm, the left side of his right arm, and looking at his left arm, he's got it on the interior of that. I really don't know how that works. I understand why they probably did it, because he's blazing the red, so it wouldn't look good to have the cell shading on the red, so that makes sense. But it probably would just have been better served to not have it at all. But you've got you see he's got them underneath his arms there, going kind of almost to his back there. So he's got the cell shading there as well. When you go further down, you see that he's got some right there on his the side there, his rib cage, both sides there. He's got the cell shading. In terms of his legs, he's got them, move it up there some, you see that he's got it on the interior of his right leg, on the left side interior, and then see what I'm saying, on his left leg it's on the right side there. So you see they couldn't do that with the arm because it wouldn't have looked good with the red. So I don't even know if it was even worth doing. And he's got some more down here, going close to where the calf connects up with the boot, and the same thing on his right side. He's got a little bit of cell shading right there, if you can see that. And we've got nothing going on in the back at all. So that's basically what time it is in terms of the cell shading with Spidey. As far as his articulation goes, he's got a head on a ball hinge. He could look up that far, look down that far. He doesn't have any kind of real pivoting. Of course, he can 360 it. He's got butterfly joints, so he can rear back that far and get, let me do his arms so you can see how closely he can get his arms together like that. He can raise his shoulders up a little bit more than 90 and rotate them 360. He's got the bicep swivel. He's got double jointed, as I stated earlier, pinless elbows. See if I can get it going. One of my elbow joints is tight, so yeah, he got it like that. He's got the swivel at the wrist and the horizontal hinge. That's on all hands. As far as his torso, he's got a diaphragm where he can go forward a bit, go back a little bit as well. He can lean with it and rock with it, and he can rotate 360 basically. He also has an ab crunch, so you can combine that and get him to go almost 90 degrees forward, and then he can go back pretty decently as well. And then as far as his hips go, he can get him out that far. He can lift his leg up that far, back that far. He's got the thigh cut, double jointed pinless knees. He's got a boot cut right there where the blue meets the red. He can point his toe that far forward, that far up. And he does have ankle pivot, and you know what time it is, holes, peg holes at the bottom of his feet. For height measurement, our Spidey cell shaded retro series style is coming in at just under 6¼ inches tall. So this is based on him being younger. And to illustrate that point, I now have him up next to the Amazing Fantasy First Appearance 60 Amazing Years Spider-Man. And you see it's the same buck, it's just different colors. The first Spider-Man, of course, appeared in red and black, but you see it's the same buck. He was younger then, so this is a smaller version of Spider-Man. And now we've got him next to the only other cel-shaded figure in the Spider-Man Retro series line. We've got Venom, who we got a year ago, and definitely based off of the cartoon. So you see, this is the beginning of the cel-shaded line. We're going to get Spidey and Carnage sometime next year, so be on the lookout for that. And here's a shot to give you an idea on how you can use those web effects. So yeah, a little creative maneuvering, especially with the camera angle. You can make it look like he's got an adversary webbed up. So to sum it all up, the Hasbro Marvel Legends Spider-Man Retro Series cel-shaded Spider-Man is, well, it's another Spidey. You can never get too many of those, I guess, especially since we're starting the new line of cel-shaded Spider-Man action figures. So it only made sense that we get Spider-Man kicked off. We already got Venom last year, cel-shaded, taken from the cartoon, and now we're getting... we're going to start getting them for Spider-Man as well. So as far as the cell shading is concerned, I'm just not impressed, especially on Spidey's left side having the cell shading on the inside of the arm there, it just didn't make sense, considering that you know, where they've got all of the cell shading on the rest of the figure positioned, so that it's all more or less on the right side of whatever side of the body we're talking about, with the exception of that left arm. I understand why they couldn't do the cell shading on the outside, because of the nature of Spidey's costume, but it just didn't make sense to me. But you know, that's just me nitpicking, I guess. Anyway, it being on the Amazing Fantasy buck, it's got very serviceable articulation. You saw in the previous shot, I was able to get him in a wall. Well, you know, he was a crouching pose on the ground, but you could finagle that so that you know, he's wall crawling as well. So that's pretty cool that we got that. They've come out with the ultra posable Spidey buck from that Renew Your Vows 2-pack, and of course we've got this one. So we've got two new bucks for Spider-Man, and they're both very, very nice. I think the future's pretty bright, you know. Very, very bright there. So that'll do it for this review, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you got comments, questions, critiques, concerns, hit me with them. You want to be notified when I have another video uploaded, hit that bell down below as well while you're down there subscribing, and you shall be so notified on behalf of Cell Shaded Spidey. I am the Ruckus, leaving you with this. Remember, the hunt continues, and I'm out. Peace.